You see, there once was one who imagined he was like the Most High. It was an angelic prince who in many ways was the pinnacle of perfection. We know him as Satan, but then his name was Lucifer, the star of the morning and the archangel who covered worship. As such, he beheld God's glory and stood in his holy presence in the throne room. Ezekiel chapter 28, verses 12 through 17 describe him like this: You were the signet of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was your covering, and crafted in gold were your settings and your engravings. On the day that you were created, they were prepared. You were an anointed guardian cherub. I placed you. You were on the holy mountain of God. In the midst of the stones of fire you walked. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created, till unrighteousness was found in you. In the abundance of your trade, you were filled with violence in your midst, and you sinned. So I cast you as a profane thing from the mountain of God, and I destroyed you, O guardian cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was proud because of your beauty. You corrupted your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. God fashioned him in splendor, full of wisdom, and perfect in form and function. At some point, his worship must have turned to a lesser form. Perhaps it was downgraded to admiration. The path of his transgression is unclear, but we know this magnificent and wise creation began to view the Creator as a rival. In the dynamic of worship, there is an understanding that outside of God, you are nothing. Isaiah describes his fall this way in chapter 14, verses 12 through 14. How you are fallen from heaven, O day star, son of dawn. How you are cut down to the ground, you who laid the nations low. You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven, above the stars of God. I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. He could not make himself like the Most High. He could only unmake himself. And Lucifer, the morning star, became Satan the deceiver. This undoing began in his heart. He began in perfection and ended up flawed. We are flawed and imperfect from our birth, and in Christ we are made whole and perfect through rebirth. Pride encourages the worship of self, while humility dethrones the selfishness of pride. When Isaiah saw the Lord, he was undone. In Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5, it says, Then I said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. This undoing prompted God's provision, and one of the stones of fire Lucifer had walked among was brought to the humbled Isaiah. In the next verse we read, Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a burning coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar, and he touched my mouth and said, Behold, this has touched your lips, your guilt is taken away, and your sin atoned for. As we seek him, we find him. With this revelation, we worship and declare he alone is holy, he alone is good, he alone is the way, the truth, and the life. He alone is the Most High God. The very existence of our God is unprecedented. He is without precedent or prior reference point. There was none before him. Our God did not evolve. Our God was and is to come. Just as we have learned that we are unique, our God originated unique. Before him, there were no gods, which is why we should have no gods before him. Even though